Leicester City have produced some entertaining players over the years, and the late Jimmy Bloomfield played his part in keeping that flow going during the 70s. The likes of Frank Worthington, Keith Weller and John Samuels feature in the 2 games in this programme.
Whitworth again to Worthington. Taking on McAllister now. If he's got the acceleration, he's got a chance. There's the shot, and what a save! Oh, what a save again by Jennings.
Leicester always had a reputation for producing players with flair. Keith Weller I bid 300,000 for at one particular time, and I signed David Nish just before one of these matches for a $250,000, and that was the type of player that Leicester employed.
And Worthington, did he used to excite you?
Frank always excited me and annoyed me at the same time, because he was a right bugger on the pitch, he was. And I mean that in the nicest possible way, to use a Kenny Everett phrase.
Why?
Well, he used to incite players to get into trouble. He was a good professional, and he knew, as they use in the business, he knew the ropes, or how to get round the ropes, duck under them, dive over them, the lot. And he knew how to bend a few rules, which all good pros do. And as I say, he used to excite and irritate at the same time. He was a bit of a rebel, the lad was. But he's still playing football today, and I'm delighted for him.
Thank you, Brian. Well, White Hart Lane is the venue for the first game, February the 23rd, 1975. Spurs against Leicester City. Both teams near the bottom of the first division at that stage, both desperate for points. In fact, Spurs starting the match in 19th place, Leicester in 21st place. And the Spurs team had some familiar names in those days, the likes of Martin Peters, Martin Chivers, Pat Jennings. And do you remember a winger called Alfie Conn? The commentator at White Hart Lane that day was Brian Moore.
So Spurs kick off. Attacking the goal to our left in white shirts and black shorts, Leicester in their familiar blue, and both sides in an unfamiliar position, right towards the foot of the table. In fact, Leicester propping everybody up in 22nd place, and Spurs are 4 off the bottom. Both sides in relegation trouble, both sides desperate for 2 points to ease themselves a little and to lift morale as well. Referee Ralph Lee having a quick word with Joe Kinnear for the challenge there that gave Leicester that free kick. Some worried men there. The Terry Neal, the Spurs manager, second from the right, with the substitute Jimmy Neighbour on the right-hand side of the picture. Wilf Dixon there with him. Here's Worthington. A lot of delicate skills, and he finds Rofe again, who can get the cross in, but that time Joe Kinnear was in for Tottenham, and Conn is racing hard for it, but so too is Birchinall. Conn got there first. Lockley to Whitworth. Peters coming in first, and he's all right. He's onside, isn't he? Is this the breakthrough for Leicester? Turned inside. Oh, and Worthington missed a chance, and yes, it's there by Stringfellow, and Leicester go into the lead. Stringfellow, who finally turned it over. Spurs in total disarray there. Kinnear absolutely furious with his defence, but no doubt at all about it. Lee was onside. The linesman kept his flag down, and from the moment he put that cross in, Worthington half miskicked. Spurs couldn't get it away, and it was Stringfellow who finally pushed it home. Spurs 0, Leicester 1. Mike Stringfellow scores, and that's a terrible start for Tottenham with just 4 minutes gone. Birchinall, and a free kick, or is it a throw? It's a throw on the far side to Tottenham. So now it's with Knowles. Played on for Clough. Nice trickery there by Alfie Conn. Oh, just over! Well, he's taken a long time to establish himself in the Spurs side, Alfie Conn, but there was some beautiful trickery there that got past 2 defenders, and a shot in the end just too high. Kinnear. Peters couldn't get that one. Whitworth, Weller. Now Conn. Played for Martin Peters. Duncan is ahead of him. Knowles is coming up. Peters again. What a beautiful pass there for Knowles. There's the cross, it's deeper. And Naylor will struggle to get this back, but he's done it. And Duncan is underneath it, so too was the fist of Wallington. Peters obscured there by Con, and Leicester with 9 men back. Naylor crossing this in again. Perriman is there. It'll come for Knowles. Oh, and now he's given it to Samuels. It's not away yet. Chivers now towards Duncan. Hits! Oh, no! And Wallington almost there by Duncan. And Wallington just got a hand to it and is glad now to catch it. Good shot there by Duncan. Good save by Wallington. Lee. Oh, a nice little nod on by Lee. Now for Wellington. Oh, and a great save by Jennings. Lee, who is being a superb target man there, hitting him with everything, Leicester. And a nice little touch off for Worthington and a brilliant save by Jennings. Now here's Lee again. Now for Roth. Leicester keeping up the pressure now. The cross coming in towards Worthington and a header! Fisted away superbly by Pat Jennings. A beautiful climb again by Worthington. Jennings fisted away and Worthington held his head in his hands. He couldn't believe it. Lee. Now Con. A touch for Duncan. A lovely back heel there to Alfie Con from Duncan. A little touch on the game. And no penalty, said the referee, though Con was down. Con looks in pain, but the referee said there was no infringement there. Naylor in a bit of trouble. Perriman with a chance to get him out of it. Con taking it up again. Perriman. Now Kinnear. Now can he cross this one? Towards Marty Chivers, in with a header, but it's passed. Well, the apparent injustices to Tottenham have really got the crowd fully behind this Spurs side now. As the whistle goes for half-time, and the boos come up because the crowd are not happy with some of the decisions that the referee, Ralph Lee, and his linesmen have given. And in fact, Martin Peters there, the Spurs captain, going straight across to the referee to have a word with him about some of them, I would imagine. Welcome back to White Hart Lane, with Leicester now attacking the goal to our left. And certainly Spurs' morale is going to take a bit of lifting now. They've won only one of their last 12 games. And Leicester, I'm sure, will remember that it was in November when, in fact, they were healthily placed in the league when they went ahead against Spurs at Filbert Street and lost 2-1. Jimmy Neighbour now on as substitute for Tottenham. There he is on the ball now. And I think it's probably Terry Naylor who's gone off. On for Peters. I don't think Terry Naylor really looked quite the part in the middle of the field where he was playing. So he's gone off, and Spurs have really gone to look for a little more striking power. Wide on the wings from Jimmy Neighbour. Well, it's Joe Kinnear making the running for them now. Duncan saying he wants it in the air, but it's too high even for him. Perriman standing off. Peters was hopeful of getting in the shot, and a misunderstanding there in the Leicester side. Now it's with Knowles. Perriman played in again towards Duncan, and Whitworth having no nonsense at all getting that one away, but Perriman tackling him hard. Whitworth again to Worthington. Taking on McAllister now. If he's got the acceleration, he's got a chance. There's the shot, and what a save! Oh, what a save again by Jennings. Worthington doing superbly there. He turned young McAllister inside. foot, tremendous shot, and a beautiful save by Jennings. Well, Spurs have got to match the determination that Leicester City are showing, and at the moment they're not quite doing that. Perriman now, can he lift them? Here's Kinnear. They've got men up and they've got Neighbour wide, which is what he was on to do. Well, that was a handball, and it's a free kick. And Perriman will take it. And England is making a late run into that Leicester penalty area. Played deep towards Martin Peters, but knocked off the top of his head by Birchinall. That's a throw. Be a chance for Chivers to exert a little more pressure on Leicester. Knowles. That'll fall for Whitworth. Worthington the only man up for Leicester, so he's got to hold on to it. Well, he gave it to Knowles instead. Crossed in again towards Duncan, and it might come for Neighbour now. Oh, and he hit the crossbar! Well, the substitute nearly pulled it off for Tottenham there. A beautiful turn by Jimmy Neighbour. No more than a yard of space, a curling shot, and foiled by that crossbar with Wallington beaten. Well, Perriman doing so much work in the middle of the field. Not handball, said the referee, who was perfectly placed. Now Stringfellow for Leicester City as England goes back to try and retrieve the situation. And it's a corner to Leicester. Well, the referee said that was not handball by Keith Weller, that in fact it hit him on the rump. And Leicester get a corner, which Weller will take. And Blockley again has gone up. Birchinall's up there too. Be an outswinger by Keith Weller. Curling out there towards Perriman, and here's Jimmy Neighbour. Con, well, he ran into trouble there. And Whitworth has had a very good game in defence for Leicester. There's Birchinall's long kick again towards Stringfellow, who's popped up in some unexpected places. Lee. Curling again now for Worthington. Number 2, Frank Worthington. And that could just about be the goal to sink Spurs. They've looked the composed side, Leicester. It's so long since they've won. But as that one came sailing in after a good move, Frank Worthington was there. He kept his head well. Hit wide towards Jimmy Neighbour. Here's Knowles. Perriman to Con. It's a whole wall of blue facing them, though. And that little 1-2 really didn't look like coming off. McAllister again, a chance to play it wide. It's pumped in there once more, though. Played down for Con, and hit! Oh, what a save by Wallington! Knocked out by Leicester. Whacked in again on the volley by Alfie Con, and a beautiful jump and catch by Wallington. Birchinall. Now Con. Well, he's got to be stopped sooner or later. Oh! Stopped, in fact, by Wallington in the end. A lovely drinking run, and the longer they held off, the longer he went on. In the end, Wallington stopped him. And here's Worthington in so much space. Whack it goes to the far side. What a ball. Straight to Keith Weller. And Worthington wanting it back again. Weller taking on his man and going round him. There's the chip inside now. And Lee hits it in. And Summers makes it 3. What a beautiful goal for Leicester. Worked superbly. And the last word for Tottenham. A lovely ball by Worthington to Weller, taking on his man and beating him. Crossed inside, pulled back rather. The first one didn't go in, and Samuels made sure that when it came to him, it did. Spurs 0, Leicester City 3, and a famous club in total disarray at the moment. 3-0 down, Spurs.
Well, neither side went down as it turned out, and 2 valuable points there for Leicester City. We'll be seeing them again after we take a short break. Still plenty more to come then in this edition of Cloughie's Golden Oldies. Well, let's move on now 20 months to October the 23rd, 1976. Arsenal are visitors to Filbert Street, and they've just signed a striker called Malcolm MacDonald for £350,000. And Leicester's Frank Worthington is trying to score for the 4th successive match. The commentator at Filbert Street that afternoon was Hugh Johns.
Chippy Brady. That's a good try. Oh, and that one really caught Wallington. Liam Brady unloading a left footer from way outside the box. And Wallington was not expecting that at all. It's Alan Ball now for Arsenal. Armstrong going against Rofe with Alderson in support. Looking in for Brady. No, it was Stapleton, sorry. Frank Stapleton. Oh yes, 1-0. Oh, that was so easy and so simple. 6 minutes gone. Mark Wallington beaten. Nice little bit of football by Geordie Armstrong. Came away from his 2 markers. The chip in, Stapleton on the end of it. 1-0 Arsenal. Wellington chasing it in. Rimmer was there and rushed into the net by Weller, and the goal is given. Keith Weller gets it. Rimmer doesn't like it. And that's what Leicester feel about it. Tally-ho, and Weller was the man sounding the hunting horn there. Ball up in the air, Rimmer seemed to have it. Worthington challenged him. As it drops down, Weller is the man who gets on the end of it. 1-1. Driving it, and was denied his first ever league goal then, by a brilliant save by Jimmy Rimmer. Well, that would have been a moment for Steve Whitworth. 258 league appearances, including today, and he's still looking for his first league goal. He darn near got it with that drive. Good ball out to Brady. He took up a good position, and Armstrong is offering him a pass on this side. In for Ball. Oh, and that was a good try by Alan Ball. Nice ball from Brady to Armstrong. Good cross. Alan Ball over the top of it, heading it down, beating the diving Wallington, but also beating the far post. They're looking up, wanting support. It's a foul. Obstruction by Pat Howard. Keith Weller, number 7, will be ready to take the free kick. Steve Earle is far post side of the penalty spot. Look out for the charge of the 7th Cavalry as Weller triggers this one into the box. And in they go, and there's the goal from Steve Earle. Very similar goal to the one that Stapleton scored. He wasn't marked tight. It's 2-1 Leicester, 3 minutes into the second half. The free kick given when Howard impeded Steve Earle. Steve Earle punishes them. Weller's free kick in, and Earle just plants it firmly into the net. Matthews, number 5, and his cross was too early in. Alderson again. Has a look in for Worthington. Looks for a shooting angle. Chip for Weller. Yes! 3-1, Keith Weller's second goal of the game. Leicester fans enraptured by the punchy drive of football then. The ball fed in from Alderson, and it was all geared up then for Worthington. A little bit of tip-tap, knocks a good ball in, and it was Weller's determination that went in. Wide left side and drove it into the net. 14 minutes into the second half, Leicester 3, Arsenal 1. For Worthington. Weller. Oh yes, he's in behind him again, and perhaps got a little greedy. He might have laid that one off to either Earle or Samuels, but he was on a hat-trick then. He'd done the difficult part, looked up, tried to slot one in himself. Can't blame him for being greedy with that one. Alderson with the corner. And the ball didn't get it clear, and Weller's going to drive it. I think I've never seen Keith Weller work so hard to complete a hat-trick. Brady, oh, and the ball given back to Earl from Brady. Worthington across the box. Is Earl going on his own? Super save from Rimmer. Still on for Alderson. Handball by Brady. That was foolish. Should be Brady, the man who gave it away. So 2 disasters in inside a minute by Brady, because it was his ball back that set Earl on his way. Rimmer forced to make a great save when the ball comes across from Alderson. Brady handles it. So now, are they going to give Weller the chance to get his hat-trick, or is Worthington going to score? Well, they're going to give it to Worthington. There it is, 4. And goal again, Worthington stretches his run to 4 in a row. So 4-1 it is now. Armstrong now. Totally lost cause, Arsenal are pursuing. Time up on our watches. Ross is going in. Stapleton had a chance, McDonald. And he couldn't put that one in either. So a half chance to Ross. Then Stapleton. McDonald, about the only real chance he's had in the whole game. Straight at Wallington.
Well, there you are, Brian. Malcolm McDonald playing for Arsenal. What about him?
Well, he was a fantastic centre-forward, obviously. A lot of stars on that field today. Absolutely brilliant match. Keith Weller, it's good to see him without his tights and his gloves. And if you want to talk about McDonald, we can talk about him all day, because he was some character and he was some goal scorer.
We'll talk a bit more about him. I mean, what was it you admired about him?
Well, he was the old-fashioned goal scorer, actually. He was 30 years after his time, so to speak. His ability in the penalty area was as good as possibly your colleague, Jimmy Greaves, over a spell. And he was a highly sought-after young man.
Did you ever try and sign him?
I chatted with him in my office with Frank Clough at one particular stage, but it never really got off the floor. And he sat in my chair, actually, as well. I think he fancied himself as a manager in those days.
Well, he had a crack at it.
Yes, he did.
Was he one of the better centre-forwards over the years that you've seen?
I would put him in the top 3 or 4 years.
Well, thank you, Brian. In the next programme, it's Clough's Nottingham Forest in a high-scoring encounter with Birmingham City. 7 goals on offer from that afternoon in September 1981 when Jim Smith's Blues met Brian Clough's Forest. It's all in the next programme. Join us then.